So it's 3 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and I'm in the car on the way to St Neots Station, and from there catching a train down to London to the Excel Centre, to be specific, because today on Dragon's Teeth we're going to Salute. So it's 11 o'clock and I've just got into the hall. Very quick to get in, no queues. And I'll just give you a quick look around first of all. As before, very, very big space, ton of stuff going on. And what I'm going to do today is, rather than go around and try and get a bit of everything, I'm going to go around and look at some of the games and tables that catch my eye, and one or two of the traders as well. So I'm not going to be covering everything because it just takes too long, but it's going to be a selection of things to see. Okay, so let's start by going this way. And we're going to start with the Game Masters Guild, elevating the art of game mastery. And they've got a very interesting layout here, jam-packed with stuff. Let's see if I can zoom in a little. Yeah, that really is a jam-packed table, very colourful. And this game is called Attack Beach Red. And what caught my eye with this is it's using the old Airfix 1/32 scale figures. Very nice to see, and of course that'll take all of us back to our childhood, I'm sure. And it looks like the rules they're using are from the A Guide to Wargaming there, by George Gus and Andrew Finch. And there's a little piece there about the author, very nice little in memoriam. So let's have a look at the game. There's our American troops landing on the shore. And then we've got some nice jungle terrain in the middle there. And here's our Japanese defenders at the other end, waiting patiently. Nice paint job on these figures as well. I always remember those old Airfix figures as being quite hard to paint with that soft plastic, but these will look very nice. And as anyone who has been here will know, it really is a huge space. I would say at the moment it doesn't look maybe quite as busy as last year, but then I am here a bit early. I think last time I got here late and it was absolutely jam-packed. And in this central area we've got some talks going on. Witch racing. Here's a game I've seen before. I think it was at Hereward last year I saw this. Based on Terry Pratchett, of course. We have the Unseen University here. And there's our witches going around the track. I'm sure there's a librarian in there somewhere. Oh yeah, there he is, looking rather splendid. And Skirmish wargames here. This is another large-scale figure game. It's always nice to see large scale in a skirmish game, I think. Here's some of the figures. And a very nice layout.
But he's an expert. Well, we've established the theme's fearsome, so he's not worried by something else that's fearsome. So he might as well charge in. He gets an 8. And then for the hit.
And now we're coming over to the Lard Zone, so you can be sure there's going to be some good tables here. And across to The Eagle Has Landed, classic film. This is using Chain of Command 2, and of course this film is a great scenario to play out as a war game. And we've got another superb layout with the church, of course, as the focal point with Steiner's paratroopers. And just across from that, slightly earlier in the war, May 1940, the Battle of Montcornet in France. And this is using the Water Tanker rules. And again, a really fantastic table here, really excellent layout of a French town or French village.
Okay, right, number 5.
And it's nice to see some early war armour as well, because of course everyone goes to your Panthers and Tigers and Fireflies. But really nice to see some 1940s armour. Nice camo schemes as well. It's interesting that the Germans moved to this after they started with that Panzer Grey, quite drab. From World War II, we head to Vietnam, Oscar Mike Vietnam, tabletop rule set by Rubicon Models. And this is another great table. Take a look at this.
Nice and versatile.
It's a really nice jungle layout. Skirmish game.
With sort of a balance. The best part is 2 to 4 people per team, and like I'd say 3 to 4.
And just next to that, we have the World War II version as well. Another really nice layout, complete with a tiger half buried in the rubble at the corner here. And now, of course, the Yorkshire Gamers, the wonderful Yorkshire Gamers, with a splendid table. This is the Siege of Forlì, an Italian Wars alternate history game. That accounts for the colour. So this is a game of Lust for Glory, 17th, 18th century, and this is a playtest. So this must be a new set of rules due to come out soon. Based onto the strongest rules, which I believe are medieval rules. And one of the interesting things with this rule set, no measurement, no dice, no quarter. So it'll be interesting to see how the mechanics of that work. No measurements, no dice. Interesting. And as you can hopefully see, this is quite a long table. We've got that windmill at the far end. We've got some woods and a little town or village at this end. And in between, look at that. What an impressive table.
The guy put them out and put 2 in. Well done. And screwing up their command factor as well, very nice.
Well, I'm not going to be arguing with this guy. He looks very well armed and armoured. And some more interesting cosplay. A spectacular suit of armour and sword. So this is the Hobby and Tabletop Enthusiasts from Wood Green. And this is Mayhem at the Castle of Chaos, participation game. Very nice layout again. Let's have a zoom through the Castle of Chaos.
Okay. That is the end of the round. So, top of the round, do I draw a new card? No, you keep yours, I change. Unless I get a clip, you're always going to go right.
Now, something that doesn't call for so much terrain, but can provide for an excellent strategic game, is naval warfare. Here we have Snorkers, rules for fast-paced naval actions, 1939 to 42. There's our convoy with what looks like air cover.
I'm hitting within these arches. That is called best of breed.
And look at that, even the rubbish bins have a wargaming team, because there's general waste. Next to corporal recycling, I imagine. And this is the Shed Gaming Club, with a very nice looking aerial warfare game.
That was him who shooting at the one that hadn't been shot at.
Do you want to use that before it gets shot at again? Do you want to use that one before it gets shot at again?
Yeah, because that one's shot.
Yeah.
The game is called Aeronautica Imperialis.
You're going to use it or lose it, Steve? Okay, we'll put your number back.
This is the Battle Group rule set, Battle Group Italy, and this is called Vio Faenza. It's a demo game. Again, splendid layout. Look at this factory.
But what this system does,
And they've got the nice look of the Italian countryside there as well. Those hills and the olive groves or the vineyards. Very nice. Takes me back to Tuscany. Apart from the tanks, of course. We have a lone hurricane flying over the table. Yeah, really nice layout, this one. Of course, I remember this from last year as well. You've got to have a super-sized mech game, complete with flashing lights. Marvellous. And that is courtesy of the Titan Owners Club. Welcome, Princeps. And some other splendid large-scale models here, with the Battle off Lizard Point, 18th of February 1637. This is from the Cornwall War Games Association. And look at these look magnificent.
You won't get that -1. So next turn, you'll be taking this stick to begin with. And then if you go to full sail, you'll be taking the 4. The problem is it just takes time.
Naval warfare in 28mm scale.
And you can reload whenever you... Because if they stay engaged with 2 turns, you can then reload and rally.
This is using the oak and iron rule set.
Or do the exact same rally. Right.
And here's the Milton 100 War Games Club with their game. And this is a beach landing of some sort, could be Normandy, judging from the invasion stripes on the aircraft there. Again, another splendid layout. We've even got explosions. Complete with air cover. And a whole host of landing craft of various types, troop, armour. And just a lone Fokker Wolf there. And if you want to talk about the fog of war, well, this is the Whitehall Warlords with Skirmish at Pinky Cleur, 1547, I think that says. And take a look at this. Large scale figures and plenty of fog. And this is Ashford Gaming Club, the very nice World War I layout. It looks a bit.
I don't mind calling there.
I think you've got that one.
I think this is alternate World War I, judging by the troops.
Really good in combat, and then a weird, horrible fly thing with like a flamethrower shotgun.
Very nice layout.
This one's really big and horrible. That's a warrior nun. That's sort of a.
And here we have the Battle of Five Armies from The Hobbit, of course, in what looks like 1/300 scale. Let's see if we can recognise anyone. And this is Arkwell's Lost Underground. It's a participation game. Again, some very nice scenery and figures here.
Oh, they're 4. Right.
So, how much going?
5.
So, roll 5 dice.
6 and 5.
Right, so what have you got with that?
Perfect. 3.
Here's the table from the Society of Ancients. This is the Battle of Mantinia, 362 BC. So I'm just coming back to the entrance now. That's a quick tour of some of the games, not all of them, but some of them. What I'm going to do now is have a quick break, a drink and a fortifying sandwich. Oh, very nice. And then I'm going to go around and do some shopping. So if I get a chance, we'll have a chat with some people and film some of the trader stores as well. But if not, I shall show you my purchases later on. There we go then. That's a quick highlight of Salute. I say quick because there's a lot of challenges to filming at an event like that. Obviously, there's a lot of background noise. The lighting is not so great. And there's just so many people around, which is a good thing, of course, unless you're trying to elbow your way to a table to get a shot of the game. But this looked to me to be at least as busy as last year. And once again, I was impressed with the variety of not only games, but traders as well. And as I've said on a few times when going to these conventions and events now, the standard of layout has just increased immeasurably since we first started. And I guess, you know, technology has something to do with that. Obviously, your 3D printing and the sort of terrain you can get now. But I think there really is a concerted effort from clubs and from gamers to put on a good show as well as having a good game. And all credit, of course, to the South London Warlords, who, again, put on a fabulous event. And you know when it's a good event in anything, whatever it is, whatever the subject is, you know it's a good event when you don't notice that it's going really well. We put on the Innsmouth Literary Festival once a year, which is a fraction of the size of this event. And it takes 3 of us just to organise that, and we have helpers on the day as well. So I know what a huge amount organising anything is, let alone something on this scale. Now, as for shopping, I did meet up with some fellow Bedfordians round there. Everyone was having a good day, and we compared spending. And I was quite pleased and surprised to find out that I was fairly low on the list this year. Well, I put about 100 quid in my wallet, and I think I spent just over half of that. Anyway, some others, no names mentioned, in case other halves are watching, did spend considerably more than that. And of course, there's a ton of traders here to spend your money with. So I made straight for the Crooked Dice stand because they had quite a few things there that I wanted. And these are going towards my Innsmouth build, and we want the gold at Skirmish game. We have a very nice investigator figure. We have some denizens of Innsmouth. We have a very nice set of 5 gangsters. So I'm going to be doing a sort of 1920s version of my Innsmouth scenario as well. So they'll come in really useful for one of the factions. Tommy guns versus deep ones. I also went to the Bad Squidoo stand as well. That was another one I was particularly making a beeline for, because they do an excellent range of miniatures, some nice unusual things as well. And these really caught my eye. A pair of ghoul mothers. Very nicely done, and they'll be definitely making an appearance on the tabletop sometime soon. One scene in the original story, Shadow over Innsmouth, takes place along a disused railway track. So I thought, well, I've got to include a railway track at some point, and who better to go to than Sarissa and get these very nice sections of railroad track, which is great because I was thinking, oh, do I maybe start looking around some model railway sites, that sort of thing. But I spotted these there, thought perfect. They've got a very nice railway station as well, which might be added to the collection at some point. But this is going to form part of the Innsmouth build. So yeah, overall an excellent day out. I also got a chance to chat to a few people. Big Lee, had a nice chat with him. I had a chat with Carl at Crooked Dice. I was going to go up and say hi to Ken at Yorkshire Gamers, but he was just starting on a huge baguette. He was just having his lunch, so I thought I'll leave him be. I'll leave him in peace. But they had a fantastic game, as you saw in the report there, I'm sure. Excellent layout. Real mass of beautifully painted, colourful figures. And I think I'm right in saying that the Yorkshire Gamers won the prize for the best table of the day. Very well deserved. I didn't get a chance to play anything this year, but to be honest, there's so much there going on and so much I want to look at and browse through all the books and all the other traders and everything else that I never really think about stopping and taking part in a game. However, there were a lot of participation games available, and it was also nice to see some small traders there, literally with just a small setup, people selling their own rule sets and that kind of thing. So as I say, this is a wide-ranging event, not just in terms of genre and period and scale and everything else, but also the scope of traders, if you like. We go from the real big manufacturers down to individuals putting out their own rule systems or creating their own figures or terrain. I think that's a very important aspect of the hobby, one that shouldn't be overlooked. And another very encouraging thing was the age range of the people attending. Well, aside from the fact that there are 8,000 people coming specifically to a wargame show, that's great, that's very encouraging. But a real nice wide age range as well, from kids up to more advanced gamers, shall we say. So it's nice to see that. And I think really the hobby in general is in quite a healthy state at the moment. But yeah, a great day out. Maybe I'll plan my filming a little better next year. I felt I was rushing around a little bit. I was trying to get the hang of my bloody gimbal where you press this way and it goes that way and everything else. And I've got this out quickly as well without too much editing. I think next year I'll take a little bit more time on the filming, a little bit more time on the editing, and maybe cover less games, but try and cover the ones I do in a little more detail. Anyway, let me know. Is that what you want to see? Or do you want to see reports where you get a little bit of everything? I'd be interested to hear. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks for joining me again today. Keep an eye out. I'm going to be at some more shows this year, so if you do see me, do come up and have a chat, unless I'm eating a larger baguette, of course. If you haven't already, please do like, share and subscribe, as it really helps the channel. And I'll see you soon.